This is the Signal 27 show. I apologize for that. I had to do a reset on the computer, and then everything gets resetted. I lost the audio. Had tested it before the show, but hey, I guess I didn't test it all the way because y'all didn't hear nothing. Hey, all I can do is apologize.
Signal 27.
What you want me to say? Huh?
Hey man,
send me a letter or something.
It's all good.
Dear Mr. Signal 27, why we didn't hit the... Hey, y'all be all right. But listen, today we are going to be talking about our race relations here in Jacksonville.
You're going to take
throughout
this
the United
Yohimbe
States.
first because you can't even focus.
I'm not about to take no Yohimbe. You said it's going to pop my heart. I'm not popping nothing.
Man.
No, I'm not taking nothing.
I should have coached you into taking it before the show because I...
Probably. If you would have coached me before taking it, I probably would have.
If he wasn't trying to feed him, he would have took it, I think.
Because he'd have had some worse things than this.
Right.
Say all that on the show.
What I had that was worse.
Then you say you used to smoke?
Cigarettes, yeah.
Chip two-handed your titties?
What?
Chip putting two hands on them titties.
Really? Is that what we're talking about?
That's right. He didn't go from the bottom like this. He was like, pat, pat, right from the top. And bam, top of the titties.
I'm just asking.
Really? Keep it, man.
Really?
I'm just saying, you let somebody double hang your titties, but he couldn't put no powder in your mouth. It wasn't like it's like liquid.
I was going to give it to him himself. He could
I
have
know.
it himself.
You offered it to him, but you did try to feed him first,
At first, because I figured it wouldn't have been no big deal to just drop it on the tongue.
And I agree with you.
I wasn't going to touch him. I wasn't going to touch him.
It wasn't going to touch your lip or nothing.
No,
He was just trying to.
No, I wasn't going to touch him.
Really? So that's what we doing? No.
Just sprinkle it on his tongue.
Say no homo like you've been doing.
Yeah.
You can't come back. You can't come back from that after some man that messed around and sprinkled dust in your mouth.
Oh, well, it only matters what I think. I think you're still a man. It's all right.
It only matters what the guys say.
Let the man put it in your mouth.
Whoa! Wait a minute.
Oh, you got
okay, good talk.
Y'all see her sitting
on fire.
I'm just saying.
Y'all see her sitting over there. That's author officer Lakita Gordon. She got the halfway baptized shirt on.
Yeah.
AKA fat.
Telling another man to put something in another man's mouth. I can't believe I'm condoning this.
It's powder though. It ain't like it's liquid. I
don't care what you say.
Put the powder in your mouth.
It's like an evaporated dick.
See.
Exactly.
I'm glad you ain't eat it.
That's the reason why.
When they cremate
Edible D.
the genitals of the slaves,
Oh my God.
they ate it because they wanted a long slong down like the slaves.
Edible D.
Whatever. And to the right of me, to the left of me,
Coming to a
y'all see him, king of conscious comedy, none other than David Emmanuel, Mr. Unity over beliefs.
Straight on that young.
Right, he can't even get what he putting in his mouth out. Straight off that. Yeah, and we have a special guest in the house today. He's coming from the Jacksonville podcast. Y'all give it up for cousin Lucas.
What up? What up?
Hey.
Yay! And you see to the far right, all the way on the far end. That's you.
Oh, okay.
That is none other than comedian Big Chip, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, Chip.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? Hey, everyone.
Yeah.
Can you hear him?
Can they?
They should. I don't see the reason why.
We can hear you.
Keeping up with us real time.
No, I had to pause that because I told you I got an i3, so I don't want to use too much CPU. So, hello. The way things are going, today we are going to be talking about race relations here in Jacksonville. We're also going to be hitting up the LOL Film Festival. We have a short trailer we want you all to watch that's going to be featuring a majority of us that's on the panel. And then we're going to hit up Lakita's topic, and you know what she does. She pops right on in with her topic, just asking. So let's get on the roll with this thing. First, I want to go ahead and commend David. David, in the LOL Film Festival, what dates are those running?
Our film will be showing August 4th. At
June, August.
August 4th.
You should have prepared, and I could have gave him the correct time. But it will be shown at the Marsh Science Center. And I believe they're showing on the 3rd and the 4th. All this information is on our timeline on Facebook. And you can type in LOL Jax Film Festival. Also, Soul Hood trailer will be showing during the film as well. Soul Hood was real excited about that because
he has 3 of them out. He has Soul Hood 2, and then he has Soul Hood Prime, right?
Yeah, 2 is not out. The name actually got changed.
Oh, so
yeah, he changed it to Prime.
Also, it's Soul Hood Prime.
Yeah, we had the Prime. Yeah.
Well,
look at my phone.
Why you looking at? Yo, everybody when they come on the show has a habit of having their phone turned up.
Not everybody.
He try to hide it up on his thigh.
Usually David and then
David.
Occasionally someone else.
No, it wasn't David this time.
And
Right.
occasionally
It wasn't David.
Hey,
We ain't gonna say who it was.
Right.
Like Voldemort, you know.
yeah,
the
don't
name
say
that
my
should not
name
be
if I
named.
didn't do it.
He said, "Don't say."
Yeah,
my
don't
name.
say his name, but he's
Yeah,
sitting.
it was me.
It was Uncle Lucas. I mean, cousin Lucas.
My first,
But
my
listen,
last. On
What
my
I want to
interview.
do, what I want to do is for all of those who are watching right now, David created the trailer for the film Abundance C, and the C stands for comedy. I want you all to check it out, and then go ahead and give us a call or hit up in the chat whether or not you liked it or not, and let us know. All right, y'all go ahead and check this out, and then tell me what y'all think. All right.
Not the
Are you following me?
Hey, you
rat.
You know what?
Oh, this what I need right here.
Training real hard. Yeah. Getting the back.
3-4. You know what? You got issues, man. You cold bastard. I don't give a damn about your emotions.
I like weed.
Showing up, dude, on this film. We're gonna take you down to Bluebird.
You better tighten up. Thought she was nagging me.
You know you keeping shit all out here in the public out here.
Little patch of good hair.
Keep that within your body. We are part of the Shungite tribe. Other positive things your way, like money cometh. I think Cleo, she had that on before she went to jail.
Hey, come join us. LOL Comedy Festival. Hey, come check out our movie, Abundance C, and the C stand for comedy. So, man, y'all get off that couch. Y'all ain't doing nothing. Come on. I'm coming to join you, Elizabeth. Mama, I love you. P.O.P. We all we got. LOL Comedy Film. Come watch our film, Abundance C, and the C stands for comedy. Come laugh with me, baby. I'm coming to join you, Elizabeth.
LOL Film Festival. We are coming to you live and direct. Come and watch our film Abundance C, and the C stands for comedy. I'm coming to join you, Elizabeth.
So that is the trailer for the Abundance C short film that has myself, David Emmanuel, Chip, Kevin. What was Kevin?
Kevin, Deborah, Trina, and Mike G, and RJ Wright.
What about Coach?
George Smith as well. And Barbara Dupree, Queen Bee. Dang, y'all about to get me stabbed.
You the one got to remember, yeah.
Don't you got to do?
So what's the date? What's the date again?
Oh yeah, my sensei is in there opening up.
August
4th at 5:30 p.m. Be there at the Mars Science Center. Get your tickets in advance. It's gonna sell out.
Right.
All right. Leroy will be there. Chip gonna be there. Queen Bee gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? These comedic soldiers gonna be there. So you need to be there.
Yeah, we appreciate your support. Y'all come out to the March. Yeah, it's gonna sell out because I didn't get my ticket in time for one of the shows, and I had to try to get it from another comedian, and she was very intense.
Cussed you out?
With me. She was very intense.
If she could have put her hands on you, she'd have stabbed you.
And it wasn't even my fault. That was a conversation that needed to be had between Chip and her. But
Well, you paid for your ticket off that conversation.
I did. I paid up for that ticket, and I paid for my for my cookout ticket. I love her though, you know.
Oh yeah, such a beautiful person.
Right. So, moving on. Please go ahead and let us know what your thoughts are inside the comments, or you can call in. The number is on the bottom of the screen, 904-477-7225. This is the Signal 27 show. Moving on to the next topic. Today we're going to be speaking on race relations in Jacksonville, or even in your own area. Do you feel that race relations have gotten better or have gotten worse? Peter,
let me
go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yes, ladies.
He ready.
Hey,
I was just gonna say it got better for me because the first time I ran the river run, I wasn't really ready for the.
Oh my gosh! You acting like Andre.
I put a chip on you. Go ahead, guys.
So go ahead,
to get that in.
I think it's gotten a little bit worse. I think people are somehow suddenly a little more bold than they have been in the past. And I mean, you can just, and maybe it's just that because I'm woke now. Just say, stay woke, okay?
Stay woke.
Because shit's happening and shit's going on, and people want to deny it, but it's real. Racism is real. It's still happening, in my personal opinion, whether people consider it on a small scale or large scale. Like when you go into a department store and people will see you, like Caucasian cashiers see you, they don't see you, they don't acknowledge you, they don't offer to help you in any way, but white people come right behind you and they follow them around the store, help them for whatever. Like, what else can you call that?
I think that's probably called, that's a form of privilege that most Caucasian people would turn a blind eye to, or they say that they don't believe that it's there. Right. But it's there to assist them.
I beg to differ.
Go ahead.
I say they know exactly what they're doing, and they want you to experience the way they are treating you like you're not important, because they know that it will get you kind of upset, and it's going to mess with your energy and your concentration and your focus. The time is coming where the sun is burning a lot of their ass up. I see it already. I'm just telling you what I see. Now, we can pretend all we want. Now, I don't have a whole lot of melanation, but I have a little bit. And so the time they could either do right, or it's going to be worse on them. They're going to pay. It's just like the time of Moses when Pharaoh wouldn't let them people go. It's the same thing as not treating these people right. So y'all gonna get a bunch of lotuses in your ass.
Lotus.
Locust. Okay. Lotus is what? No,
those are flowers. Those are flowers.
Well,
here you go, sweet booty.
I mean, we can look at the number of my coworkers and I had this conversation. We can look at the number of unarmed black men that are being taken from us daily, and I swear one of the coworkers I work with, Caucasian guy, says that we're all treated equally. And the excuse or the reason or example that he gave me, we went to Chipotle that same day, and so the girl gave him some bad fajita vegetables on in his bowl, and he says, "Well, see, look, we're all treated the same." Like she gave the person behind me better looking vegetables, and I told him to just shut the blank up, just shut up, because that's nowhere near racism.
Right.
Because you got some bad looking vegetables, what you consider bad looking, because they were a little darker than the ones that the person behind me got. Because they were darker. They were bad.
Even goes to the vegetables.
Right.
Seriously.
Okay. Racism vegetables.
It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Right.
And again, look at how many unarmed, and I had him to do this. I said, we can Google it right now. I'm not a historian, neither are you. I'm learning, so you should be learning as well. Let's just Google it. How many unarmed white men do you see, even in mainstream media or otherwise? Can you find me a list right now? And I can name at least 5 right now. Like, come on. We're not treated equally. You cannot say we're treated equally. And again, I don't say much, but racism is real here in the South. I'm just saying.
I'm just honored to see so many people speaking up and speaking out now. That does me somewhat joy. However, I'm not participating in it, but I have made a declaration because the circles I'm in say curse the ground they walk on, curse when they get up in the morning, curse when they go to bed. And I hereby declare, if I don't get my reparations checked, which they already know they don't want to give us reparations, they're just trying to stir up their energy. But if I don't get my 1.8 million reparation check in the mail before 2020, I hereby...
My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're not laughing right now. I'm serious.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, David.
I hereby declare and decree that all bloodlines connected to the people that use my ancestors for free labor, that your ass will evaporate from this realm. You're going to evaporate if I don't get my check.
Y'all better get on that check for y'all. y'all be in plum smoke out there. Poof.
Gonna be like the Avengers.
I know, right? You got dusted.
So Lakita says it's worse because the piece of shit president makes it okay.
Oh, well,
I mean, look at the example that we have there. That's a good point. That's a good point. It's been happening, but it's been some bold folks that came since Mr. Orange one has been in the office.
Right.
I agree. I do believe that they stirred up. The president stirred up a lot of feelings that were in that were there already.
He made it okay.
You know what I'm saying?
He made a lot of stuff okay.
As far as whether or not it's getting better or worse, I think it's still the same. Nothing has really changed. It hasn't gotten better. It hasn't gotten worse. It's just now you all are able to see what's going on since everybody else have cameras. Do you think NWA, when they said "fuck the police"?
Whoa!
I'm saying that's the name of the song.
That's like the spade being laid on the table. The big joker.
But all I'm saying is that do you think that NWA and all of the songs they was writing about the police doing this and doing that, they were just saying it just because? No. It's because it was really happening, but they didn't have cameras. Exactly. Everybody was shocked when Rodney King got his ass beat by the police, and somebody have a camcorder to record the whole thing and was shocked to see that this was happening to this man. But even still, after that, nothing ever really changed within the realm of being as far as the policing system, the arrests and stuff that goes on. We already know that black folks get arrested for doing the same things that Caucasians do, but they get more, if not double the time for it. Mm-hmm. Look how the way powder cocaine is compared to crack cocaine when the crack epidemic happened. Mm-hmm. They arrest us, put us in prisons, and that was a form of a new form of slavery for people that don't know. They needed to have some type of labor, so they created the prison industrial complex. They need to have people in there. Mm-hmm. And what people that they need to put in there than the ones that they really don't want in society, because after slaves were freed, those were the ones who were getting the jobs because they were the ones who was working with their hands. You do understand that? Okay, I think that's where black people were probably their wealthiest. Was like once you come out of slavery and that's all you got is the jobs working with your hands, you're able to do this and able to do that. Most of your Caucasian men didn't have those skills they didn't have those skills. Because
the melanated people were doing it for
them. All of the work.
We built this country, in my personal opinion, and from what I'm learning, researching my history, we built this country with our hands, our sweat, our tears. A lot of them couldn't take care of their own households because they don't know how to. Yeah. They made us feed their kids, breastfeed their kids, cook their food, clean their houses.
And your mama.
That's why they didn't know how to do it.
Yeah.
Period.
Even the little white babies had to have a black titty.
Getting some of this black. It's the truth.
That melanated nipple.
It's the truth.
Now, would you label them as mixed?
Huh? Their milk was.
That's what I'm saying. They got to be.
Now, Leroy.
There you go.
We know the plight. We know the system. We know what they doing. They're going to do it regardless. They're not going to stop. We can march. We can complain. We can do a show. We can do all that. They still going to do it right in front of our face. My question is this. Most of these other races, I know they see themselves as the dominant race as well because the dominant race used them because their numbers are dwindling.
Right.
So my question is this. It seems like group economics would put us in a position where we won't give a damn how they treat us because we are the number one consumers. We have the most wealth and we spend the most. We just don't own stuff. And it seems like we don't have a problem not owning it, so our money doesn't circulate.
And that's where I have a problem with reparations being given to us now. A lot of people say, well, yeah, let's give them reparations, or they're fighting for reparations, but you're going to be putting it in the hands of African Americans who only know how to consume but don't know how to build. All I'm saying is this. I would take $1 million, $1.8 million, and I will create a corporation to help to help hire my own. Because honestly, tell you the truth, that's the whole reason for affirmative action, because most of these corporations who were run by Caucasians and who are run by Caucasians have this good old boy syndrome where they don't want to hire black people. They will hire white people over you. It's just as simple as that. And the problem is that we didn't have corporations to be able to hire our own. Right. So if I had a corporation that can make your lotions, that can make your soaps, and you all are willing to work in my factories that I'm creating to help put money in your pocket, and then black people buy from me first. Before you go and buy Dove and before you go and buy Suave and all of that, you buy Melanation 101 or whatever it is I decide to call it, then we can start to have that dollar circulate in our own economy, in our own neighborhood, which means that $1 that you paid to buy that lotion that's being made by us goes to help put food in somebody who's working in my factory. That same person then buys food from a restaurant that's owned by you. Mm-hmm. And then it keeps circulating like that. That's where it needs to come in at. But first, we have to get out of the mindset that, oh, I need to buy Jordans or I need to spend my money on Louis Vuitton. When honestly, we are the trendsetters. You got to understand that we are the ones who make things famous. You put a shirt together and you give it to Beyonce and Beyonce like it. You are instantly a millionaire because everybody wants to buy your shirt, black, white, or indifferent. Look at it like that. Louis Vuitton don't sit up there waking up all night, all in the middle of the night thinking about how I'm going to do this. He make a belt. He put LV on it. He sent it to Beyonce. Oh, that's a nice belt you got on. I wonder where I can get it. You go to his website. Next thing you know, you're paying $300 for a piece of leather and a piece of metal with 2 letters on it.
And his boyfriend beat him with that.
Just one moment. We got a call.
That's the
This is the Signal 27 show. Speak your mind. What's this? Who there?
My name is Donovan.
Hey, what's going on, Donovan? How you doing?
Hi.
I'm doing good, thanks. Hey, I had a comment, right? I think the idea about reparation is great, but
right.
isn't part of the problem, right? That they say if you took all the wealth and gave it to a person who doesn't know how to use it, that they'll eventually turn around and lose it.
Right.
And it'll go back into the hands of the person that has it. And I think for me, part of the problem is, we talked about after slavery, the fact that we had the skills, the know-how, how to use money, how to make things with our hands. We're a community, and we did all that stuff. So I wonder if part of the problem isn't that we got to get that education piece first. How economics work, how making things work, how running things. Because, like I said, if you just put money in the hands of some people, they're just going to squander it.
And I agree with that.
Well, I want to ask a question, though. Was that same theory or premise used when we gave reparations, which our tax dollars are currently paying, to the Japanese, to the Indians,
and again,
to the Jewish people?
I mean, I'm totally for the idea about reparation because it's for things that have been done. But my thing is that not everyone, because whatever system that they come up with in terms of who gets, what, not everybody is going to get anything. It's going to get, anything, right? But we're going to have people who are still going to get left behind. My point is this, is that more important than reparation is teaching our young people how to be entrepreneurial, how to make things for themselves. I mean, hell, most of us don't even want to buy things from other black people who are trying to run a business because we still think that a white people's ice is colder than a black person.
Right.
So that educational piece is missing, and we got to get educated first before we start just going crazy about reparation. Reparation's great if it comes. But my concern is that what are we going to do with it?
Absolutely.
And even with the education, the first thing we need to do is get people to clean their pineal gland.
Thank you.
That's not a joke. They laughing, but that's not a joke. We need to get them to clean their pineal gland, cut out the fluoride, cut out the food that they're eating with the chemicals and not energetic. Because otherwise, and the source and the source that your education comes from. We've been educated not to be our higher selves. You see, so that, and I say, get the money out. It's hot right now, and salute the ADOS right now on the ground, whatever they doing. But let whoever gonna trick the money off, they can trick it off. But if you see somebody like me get that money, what am I going to do with that money? What is Leroy going to do with that money? What is every family that stayed with their beautiful melanated goddess and invested and raised children and in a house and living right, disciplined and going to work every morning? What about those people?
But here's my thing. I think in our current situation, we want the majority to do the right with the money. We understand that there's going to be a small amount of people that's going to trick off with the money. But right now, I feel like there's more people that's going to trick off with the money than those who are actually going to create. Okay. And I don't think I wouldn't want to receive a large lump sum of money across 1.5 million African Americans, and out of those 1.5, only 10% are going to build and create something with it. No, we need to make sure that we take those funds and create something that the majority of us can use.
Incentive program that you have to work toward before you get the money.
Here's a good example, right? We think of all the athletes and entertainers who have made millions, right?
Right.
And what have the majority done with that money that they got? How many of them got anything to show for it?
Nothing.
Right.
And
that's education. That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Right.
And you know, me and my wife, who was just talking about this, how before, I think, like right around the 80s and 90s is when the government started implementing taking crafts out of the high schools. Remember back in the day, even in the 70s, 60s, and 70s, you would be able to leave high school with a trade that you can use coming out of high school, which means that you can work with your hands. If you was a carpenter, if you was a plumber or whatnot. But they removed all of that out of the schools to start pushing college and being mentally smart. But in all honesty, your money is going to come from using your hands to work.
Right.
That's what everybody's going to need. A plumber. Somebody in some form of fashion is going to need their air conditioning fixed. I'm an AC man.
You was the other night.
Huh? But all I'm saying is that
I think some people will be surprised as to how much money some people are making who are doing lawn care, who are doing AC work, who are out there running their own business. Because, like you said, right, I think that they've flipped the script to where it's not an attractive thing to do. And everybody wants to do something where they're not getting their hands dirty. Well, I should say everybody, but that's what's been sold. But there's people out there who are working with their hands and making a hell of a good living right now.
Right, but that was done on purpose. Taking the trades out of school and not bringing these people up, teaching them stuff was done on purpose.
Well, they do that. They use. I feel like they use education as something it wasn't.
Right,
because a lot of people think education is a gift and it's not.
Yeah,
you know, because with master's degrees, PhDs, they still homeless on the street or whatever. And then another thing I got a problem with is the lottery system. When you win, somebody win the lottery who don't know what they're doing, that's dangerous.
But also,
that's the same thing with what he's saying. To piggyback off of winning the lottery, if you give somebody who is not financially educated, a bunch of money,
right?
I know
the people who mess around and
I know.
Yeah. But it still fall on us, even though they took these trades out of school and all. It's no excuse. It's no excuse as to what they do. What they do does not matter. What matters is what you do. So when they took it out, we needed to be creating another platform or another way to teach these people, just like you got Jack's Youth work that's going on in Jacksonville right now. Now they trying to get funding from the government and the system, of course. So now you put it back in a begging position again. But they are passionate about teaching the youth all these trades that you just mentioned.
Right. Thank you, Donovan.
Thank you, Donovan.
Which is good. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Donovan.
Thank you,
Donovan,
so
for
much.
calling in, man. I appreciate your comment.
Make sure they cut my check.
You got a good phone.
Hey, I'm a foreigner, so I don't have any money coming myself.
Yeah, well, your government gonna get it from your place because your place was oppressed too and taken advantage of. Everybody gonna get a check.
All right,
speaking positivity. Thanks, man. I appreciate you for calling in, man.
All right, bye.
The British gonna cut your check, bro.
No, but that makes a lot of sense. Now you can say that like our relationship amongst our less melanated counterparts are the same, but those are the ones who saying that have never been oppressed before, don't know anything about laws. A lot of times they'll sit up there and tell you, well, listen, my dad had to work 2 jobs to make sure that we had food on the table. Well, my dad didn't have the opportunity of getting 2 jobs. It was almost hard for him to just get one.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if he got that one, he had to deal with people like you mad because somebody white didn't get the job. It was him who got it. You know what I mean? So people don't understand that the things that they do to us, and I think even if it was on the opposite scale, I did read a comment where a young lady said she went to an all-black school and she was white, and the blacks would bully her or do stuff like that to her, would spit on her and things like that because she was considered the minority within the school.
Right.
You know? And I'm like, okay, well then you had like a small thing dealing with your school. that you can kind of understand what we go through on a regular basis.
All the time.
Because when you leave that school, you go home and you got privilege that's in it. Yeah, you get to eat this and eat that. You get to walk outside and not have to worry about somebody thinking that you're stealing something. Yeah. You can walk through the neighborhood and cops will look at you and wave at you. But I walk through the neighborhood and I have a hoodie on, and next thing you know, I'm getting chased down by security, getting shot at. You know what I mean? So you got that's just my opinion.
Oh, they gonna shoot you. You ain't gonna get shot at.
Mm-hmm.
They gonna shoot you.
So,
and let me just say this for any Caucasian counterparts that may be watching: a love for your own people, as in us, a love for our melanated culture and our people, and us educating one another does not mean that we have a hatred for another race. I'm saying this because I shared a while back on social media a post that says support black. A young black girl had a tea line, sweet tea line, and she got a deal with Sam's Club. And so there was an article, and so I shared it, and it said support black. I said something like, this is fantastic. Congratulations to her. And one of my Caucasian counterparts called me and said, I didn't think you were like that, G. What is this? What is this support black stuff? I said, but you don't ask me about support white, which we do every day. I said, you know how many white businesses I support every day? I said, I don't know why you calling me with this, because I'm going to stand by and say support our people. How many years have we gone and we're not able to open up our own businesses? We're not able to get on television and so many other things. And I said, with all due respect, don't call me with this no more. Because anytime I see support black anything and I want to share on my timeline, I'm going to do that. And how dare you call me and question me because I love my people? Don't expect me not to.
Ooh, I love that.
But people are in this world like this that think now I'm racist because I said support black.
Right.
I said don't call me.
That's what
with
they
that.
want you to think.
Well, you're doing what the Bible said. Help those that need it the most. So are we gonna be obedient to what the word say, or we not?
Now, my thing is this: I don't think. What is it? The guy who did Powernomics. There's no way that black people can be racist. Thank you. Dr. Claude Anderson stated there's no way that we can be racist because we cannot control how their lifestyle is going to be. We can say stuff, but they have positions and political places that can cause what is like back in the day redlining that will stop you from getting a house in one area versus another area.
They did a clip on that.
I didn't know y'all was so
They did a clip on that.
This show. I'm just
What's the place in New York? The neighborhood where they showed the black girls. Someone was being spit on. No, her sister was being spit on by the white people, and they saying, "Get out of here, nigger."
I got that. I got that clip, and for anybody who wants to see the clip he's talking about, I'll upload it to the Signal 27 page. They had moved into this neighborhood, and a teenage white mob went after these girls, throwing rocks and stuff, and they was just on their bikes. Now I'm gonna say this: it's rare that you will see black people. They will call us uncivilized and savage. But we know on every continent, unfortunately, we have to say it, Caucasians, you have been the ones that will kill, murder, and rape to get what you want, because coming out of, the Dark Ages, all you knew was war. You all are a war culture, and we did not know that in the beginning. You know what I mean?
In the flesh.
Right. So, and now that we have this mindset that we know what your original thinking is going to be, at the end of the day, they are quick to fight you. At the end of the day, it's just it's in their DNA.
Right.
They are going to. It's going to be a war. There's nothing that's going to stop. I mean, I'm saying it's going to be a war. I'm saying there are war.
It can be a bloody one.
It's going to be a spiritual thing.
Now I experienced that today.
How?
Race at the car wash. Now it's this guy who cleaned up the car wash. He didn't say nothing to nobody. Nothing. Then this white guy in the truck came by. He started talking to him. Okay, that's cool. So I went back over there to see whether he would go. He just shut up. And then when I passed bike by, he just kept talking. So I just started barking. No,
goodness.
I was like,
oh my goodness.
They were like, see that, I told you. Put the chain on the door.
Okay.
Put the chain on the door.
Yeah.
That was crazy though.
Maybe throw my leg up.
So as far as my take on it, I do believe that there has not been a change when it comes to race relations. Everything is still the same until we as a people are willing to work with one another before they bombed us. Now, we all know Tulsa, Oklahoma was a place where they had multiple businesses because you were forced to do business with yourself because white folks didn't want you in their restaurants. But then when integration came, we integrated and we felt like theirs was better than ours, when in essence, we're the trendsetters.
The thing about Black Wall Street, a lot of people don't know, like, some of them white people were wearing their jewelries and all that there, right back in the same area.
Oh, yeah. My thing is this.
Oh, you want to talk? Yes, I'm saying.
No, we're going to get to Lucas.
They usually go in order.
We're going to get to Lucas in a minute.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Dave.
No,
I'm having so much fun just listening.
It's not that important, but I just see these people with so much hatred and stuff. I just see these people with so much hatred, and I'm just watching them now. It's entertainment to me now. Like the ones that make America great again. Mm-hmm. I saw one at the Home Depot with one on, and then I saw one at the MMA fight with one on. And he would look at me all in my face all hard like the hat bothered me. And I'm like, no, because you really are going to make America great again because you old, you're not going to live that long, so you'll be gone. So I agree with their energy. I support them. Make it great again. The old ass going to die. Congratulations.
It is amazing how people can hate you just because of something that you can't control, something that you can't help, because of the way you're born, the way you look. And that's one main reason I was telling my coworker who said we're all treated the same. After I finished rolling my eyes 20 times and looking at him like he was a plumb fool. Mm-hmm. I told him, give me one example of when you've been hated or somebody showed you that they hate you because of how you look.
When I shot this dude one time.
I mean, when we go into the stores, even when we walk together, we go out to lunch and stuff, because a lot of us officers go out together and stuff. I mean, there's been a couple times where people have walked right up and shook his hand. I'm sitting right there with him. Shook his hand and said, thank you for what y'all do. Shook every white person's hand and never acknowledged that I was at that table.
Oh my God!
And we're all in uniform, and so he sees that.
What a shame!
He's seen it twice so far.
Well, you don't need they dirty.
So my thing is this:
another customer. It was another customer in the same restaurant that we were in that walked up, shook their hands because they're white guys, looked them right in their face, and never acknowledged I was sitting at the table.
And please, and what did they say?
It's nothing that they can say, and they'll say, "Well, maybe he just didn't see you." But they saw the three of y'all. But they saw three of y'all and didn't see me at this table because I'm the only black person. Of course, they didn't see me.
They probably thought you was the background.
Of course, they didn't see me.
And you didn't.
And we wearing the exact same uniform.
Hey,
come on, man.
You looked like my shirt. That's what it was. You could see the white and the black background.
And some people do say it. Some people do acknowledge us. They pay for our food and stuff like that. The whole table, like I get that. I'm talking about the 2 times that it happened right in front of them, but they still act like they can't acknowledge that it happened. Like, this is real.
That's the problem.
And I told them, give me a reason, since I have the same thing you have on, the same exact uniform, same gun and badge. Tell me why they didn't acknowledge me. What's the difference? There's only one difference, and you can't, because they don't want to say it. But it's
no, they're scared to talk about racism.
It's real.
They didn't need they dirty nasty spirit touching you,
and that's fine.
They're not even honorable enough to touch you.
That's fine.
See, when you touch people and stuff, you transfer energy. We don't know that. Right. When we hug and you touch somebody in the back, you transfer energy. And if you don't get that energy up off you, so they actually probably did you a favor. They are dead on the inside.
Yeah, that's why I carry spiritual sanitation.
I know, that's right.
Sanitizer, my bad.
You're right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Luke.
So what about you, cousin Luke? How you?
Luke.
On that note,
Luke just sitting in the chair.
No. Well, I've been told growing up that if you ain't got nothing smart to say, don't say nothing at all, right? Ain't this how it go?
Scratch that out.
Yeah. All right.
I thought it was good. Good.
Yeah, good and smart.
Well, I ain't never been smart, so I've been quiet all my life.
Hey, and we've been told practice make what?
Perfect.
That's a
perfect
lie.
Practice make perfect.
That's a lie. Make improvement, but they don't make it perfect.
Yeah, definitely not.
Well, practice make muscle memory.
No.
Improvement.
So you got muscle memory.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead, dude. Luke.
No, Luke said, I think he said it.
Like, that was it?
He said you ain't got nothing smart to say, don't say nothing.
Oh.
That was the end of his conversation.
That means he's strict. He's strict.
No.
I'll mess one of them up.
Yo. So what about you, Chip?
Shoot, I joined in y'all conversation.
Okay, Chip already joined in the convo.
I know. You got to.
Leroy, you can
Bob and Weed.
You can look at the rebel flags you got in your neighborhood from your house to my house. I'll let you know how much we improve. I mean, I like that video they put up. The lady in Georgia, wherever that was, the guy drove up to do service for her,
Yes.
and he had that big old flag on his truck.
She turned him
and
down.
she said, "Oh no, sir, that's okay. I won't need your service today." He was like, "Well, ma'am, does the flag bother you?" No, that's okay. We don't need your service.
That's okay. I'll give my money to somebody else. I saw that.
Yeah, that was good.
And let me say this. For anybody who's Caucasian who's watching this, like Lakita said, this is dedicated to you all. One, there isn't a, how you say, if black people become in power where we're going to do something to you all. That we would, if you look back at our being of people, we have never been the ones to be the aggressors. We are a spiritual people. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of how you all portray us in the media. We're not going to come after you all unless you now come after us. There is no such thing that of us hating Caucasians. I don't hate Caucasians.
No way.
Don't.
No way.
But I do know what you all are capable of. You got to realize this. Regardless of what's going on, America in a whole knows the information about their enemies, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's not that you're going to go after Iran and North Korea, but you do know. And you're on this planet and you're civilized with one another. It ain't like you're going to go over there and try to mess with them, and they not trying to mess with y'all. You know what I mean? And it's just that it's kind of like that kind of deal, you know? So black folks, we are learning about ourselves rapidly due to this information age. A lot of our information is being put out there, and we're doing a lot more reading. When you said black folks don't read, that's a lie. We're reading in droves.
They finna erase them books.
Well, they trying to do it now. I mean, they was trying to help us out by erasing Christopher Columbus and saying that he didn't really discover America. But when you think about it, America is a guy named American or whatever his name was European, as well as the name for Africa. The original African name is not Africa. So
look at Hollywood. Look at cocaine. Yeah. Cocaine was legal, all legit, until some black man start selling it, and they made a law, and then that's where all this has come from.
Well, I don't think cocaine should have been legal, because
it was legal though in Hollywood and all.
I know, but cocaine has an effect on people.
But then look at it as weed. Back in the day, they used to have weed commercials that would come on.
Weed shouldn't be legal either, I don't believe.
well,
it is in some places.
I know.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day,
it's here. Florida is legal. As long as you got your
y'all
card.
went to California. You see when we went to California, them people were like, I know, but the people were like zombies. Yeah. Now y'all tell the truth.
But then Hope said, what Hope said?
Buy it from her. Don't buy it out on the street.
No, but what she said? She said, this is not all this where y'all from. This is not the same thing.
Yeah, this the real deal. What about that comedian that went on stage? That was
it was a bunch of them pulling snacks out and out. It was a bunch of them.
Okay, go ahead, get high. I invest in your highness.
So, on a closing note on the main topic, black unity and black love is not white hate.
No,
it's nowhere near it.
Or any
but
other races.
Honestly,
white people
if
come from black people,
right? But I do understand where a majority, because I listen to a lot of white people talk about this situation when you listen to like the what is it, radio AM 600, they talk about a lot of it, but it's more geared to them. And I just like to listen to the other side of the story. Now you understand that if you want to stay in power, there are certain things that you have to do. Everything boils down to being in control and being in power. That's all it is. So they use race to pit black people against white people. Honestly, it's the biggest enemy right now is not black against white. It's actually rich against poor, and y'all are still being blinded by that. I'm gonna tell you right now,
distracted.
Right. That's what David would say. You got to understand that white poor people and black poor people are going to be in the same boat if the middle class keep shrinking. There's not going to be anything else. And then you're going to be fighting over resources and food amongst one another again. And then a lot of times people will bring up, okay, yeah, black people are being killed by the police, but what about black on black crime?
Right.
Well, black on black crime is only based off of people living around one another. Okay. Statistically, if you're living around nothing but white people and you're white, you're going to do crime against white people. But the people don't bring up those statistics at all.
Yeah, Leroy, but couldn't we as black people be like, yo, we just not going to commit crime against each other?
But we're sick in the mind. And unfortunately, that's what it is.
But we get back to where our people was back when they got released in the 20s and stuff like that. and people get their mind right. See, we can't have a conversation with people who believe.
I don't think we're gonna never get back.
People who believe it's okay to do drugs and drink alcohol and not go to work. How can you have a conversation with somebody like that that's not willing to pull their own weight? See, if they stop doing that, then we can start back trusting each other. And if you need a cup of sugar, or a cup of rice, or bread, then I can give it to you. I can trust you.
See, it's not about trust, though. I mean, personally, if you're forcing poverty and no jobs into communities, that's what forces people to war against one another in the same community. People are fighting to feed each other. They're stealing to feed their families. They're fighting, they're taking and robbing to feed their families.
Right.
A lot of them, it turns into greed, of course. Many people do this kind of stuff because, the money looks good and they want to keep doing it. But look at a lot of our impoverished communities. They're doing this stuff to feed their kids, to feed their families.
Right.
So when you force poverty and you have a lack of good education in these communities, I mean, what do you expect? There's going to be violence. There's going to be killing.
Right. But Keita, there's lots of opportunities. There's organizations out there working to help these people. There's tons of organizations and people helping. I salute them because I quit helping. I'm gonna let you know right off bat. I'm focusing on me. But
they comfortable.
If certain people come to me and ask me for money in a certain way, I won't give it to you.
Oh,
but if you I had people come to me and this guy rolled up me in Walmart. He was real big. I was scared as hell. He said, "Man, I just got out of prison. I don't want to go up in there and do this and that and the other. Can you give me a few dollars?" You create a job or work or something so you don't have to be in the situation that you're in. We can't keep making excuses for people. They got to grind. They got to get it. That's what God created them for.
Well, let me explain something, right? The difference between...
And I don't want to sound like no coon because I be on the coon. But
the difference between then and now, the only difference is the programming. All slaves coming out of slavery were all programmed to be slaves and work. That's how it was. Now, in this day and age, programming now is in what's in everybody's house. It's the television, it's the phone, and it's the computer. Now they can push the programming that they want you to have, and that program does dual work. That program will show black people that back in the day it was nothing but white people on TV. So automatically kids who see that never see themselves, and they see the vision of beauty being what they see, which is on that television. There's a thing that went around where kids were asked, what is the cute doll and what is the ugly doll? You ask black kids this who never seen their image on television, and the only vision of beauty they see is what they see on TV. They pick the white doll. And then when they say, what's the ugly one? They pick the black doll. And then they ask the kid, which one looks like you? And they are confronted with the realization at a young age that I am the ugly doll.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So that's just one thing. But the question is that when you put images like that on TV for black kids and that's what they see, what's the reverse? You're psychologically teaching white kids that they are the beautiful kid. And they know this. They not stupid.
Oh, my sister got a foster child. And she said she told them people she didn't want a white child or a child off drugs. And that's exactly what she got. And she got that little boy, and she loved the little boy. And the boy got separated from his brother and stuff. I don't know legally if I can talk about it. Nobody made me sign no disclosure.
Dang, bro, can you twist that out?
But the little boy, she said the little boy told her, "Oh, my daddy said I'm not supposed to like dark people, brown people." And I was like, "Dang." And my sister asked him, "Well, how have I treated you? Have I treated you nice? And I like the relationship that my sister is forced into. You know what I'm saying? Because if you knew my sister growing up, like when my nephew, he used to have white girls at first, and my sister called them cucamongas. Right? And now the very thing that she used to always be picking at now is on her doorstep. And I'm saying you need to go ahead and adopt that boy. I'm messing with her, right? I don't have a problem with whatever she do, but I'm just saying that's we are spiritual beings, and like Leroy said, our people are loving people. We're not trying to get no revenge. We don't want to interact no evil on you. Like Keita, the people at the beginning of the year, all them people making comments on your post and all that. See, I decided in 2019, as soon as you challenged and said something different, I took you off my profile. I deleted you. And we had a guy at the film festival. He was all upset because I deleted him, and he couldn't believe it. But it made my spirit feel good that it was still bothering him that I deleted him. You're not privy to my life. You don't have access no more.
Well, I respect people's opinions. You know, I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. So, I mean, I just had an issue with the guy who was bold enough to call me on it, dial my number on it, and that's when I had to get deep and get personal. I don't do that battle over social media, and I'm not going to delete you because you have a right to your own opinion. And I love seeing how other people think because sometimes it helps me to understand another person better and where they come from and their point of view. So I mean that's cool with me. I love a friendly debate, and I love learning about other cultures, other people. But you best believe I'm gonna be proud and represent.
We are conditioned because like if I say what's the opposite of black?
White.
See. That's wrong.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah. But we are not even a color. Right. We're not black or white.
But I say what's the opposite of black?
Because that's
everybody gonna say white because that's what they taught. When it can be green, yellow, anything.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? So we have to not just only educate ourselves, but apply.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this last comment before you close this out, it says that 83% of white murders are white on white. Poverty breeds crime. Make white folks poor like us and see if they don't start jacking each other.
I agree
with
that.
And poverty absolutely breeds crime. And that's why it's in our neighborhoods the way that it is.
Right.
So, but it's got to be a solution to it because even back in the 70s and 80s, like, regardless how poor you was, it wasn't that much crime.
That's true.
You want to know why? Because back in the 70s and 80s, we had community. So if somebody was working, you can always go and knock on somebody's door. Listen, man, my mom asked, can she get a cup of sugar? And that would be the thing. But then even on yours, if your father ended up losing his job, and everybody was like, well, listen, he used to work and they used to help out. Go to Miss Marjoram and see if you can go ahead and get something like a cup of sugar from him.
And that ties into what David said too, the mindset though, getting the mind right. See, people are so stuck on, I don't have a job, what am I going to do? Instead of thinking of a way to get out of the situation. Yeah. So I understand now.
But poverty wasn't the problem back then, because we mastered that. That's what they tried to put us in. That's what Democrats and Republicans came from. But it's some messed around and went across that fence and all because the Democrats were supposed to be the pole, whether you was black, white, or whatever you wanted to be. That's the pole area, and the Republican up here, and it backfired on them. And even with the stores back in the days, remember you used to have to carry that list. You can buy cigarettes and all. They didn't say nothing about that then. Right. You're like, hey, my auntie said.
So on that note, just listen to what we have to say. I understand from the white perspective what you all have to do. If you are giving black folks money and you know, because you live with us, that we are an exceptional people. It does not matter what you do or what you give us. We're going to make the best out of the situation and we're going to excel in it. So
been doing it for hundreds of years.
So the question is, can you do the same? Are you prepared? Because it's going to come to a point to where we already ingrained on how to live with not a lot of food.
Right. You think they committing suicide and jumping off buildings?
In 2005.
They can't handle the struggle. Not everybody. They don't know what the struggle is. We've made something out of nothing.
Yes.
All of our lives.
Syrups
and they can't handle. They can't do that. They don't know what the struggle is because they've had somebody handing them something from generation to generation. It's sad that we don't have generational wealth, but in a way, it teaches us to work for hours.
Now that can be generational wealth, though,
and appreciate what you have.
I said something.
Yeah.
Luke is in the building.
Luke is in the building.
Yeah,
I had to look and see. Hey, who that was?
Ed said you was cute, Luke. He told me to be quiet and let you talk.
Stop it.
I'm not responding to that.
Yeah, I wasn't responding.
Because he didn't say that. Because he didn't say that.
I know.
Crazy.
Yo.
Good talk.
So, we're going to move on. But before we do, let's get a word from somebody we know dearly.
Hey everybody, it's me, Crazy George Wallace. I came down here to get some fish, wind up staying all night. But you can talk to me on Signal 27. That's the best signal you're going to get. Ain't no clearer system. It's the best signal you're going to get. Signal 27. And my man, Leroy. Yeah. Leroy, I don't know what his real name is. But I know I'm his real daddy. I know that.
No.
That was Crazy George Wallace talking about Signal 27. You know how we do. We are everywhere. Everywhere. So let's go on and move forward. You know how she like to do. She likes to pop on in. Her segment is called Just Asking, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, pop that pussy, that pussy,
hey,
that.
No.
We
not. Dave was twerking earlier. Get him there.
Dave was twerking.
Get him to do that.
I wasn't popping that. No, I wasn't popping that.
He was twerking at her Cumbay out. But
if any of y'all want to see the video of Dave twerking, just send $19.99 to Signal 27.
Yeah,
and we'll forward you the link.
Okay.
Yeah. He almost popped all his vegetables out.
Okay.
My man is that alkaline was
down
everywhere.
Y'all saying $19.99? I might just start twerking. But I need some money so I can buy me an edge of my yard.
That's a little coon, and you're gonna twerk for $19.99. What else would you do?
I mean more. I mean a bunch of people sending $19.99, not one person.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Talking about what
And
more
Leroy up here talking about what more you gonna do, dog.
Right. I'm not just saying.
Why is your mind
somebody
exploring?
got $2 million. Say, David, would you be willing to put on a dress?
No, sir. No, sir.
Not for $2 million.
I don't think I need to put on a dress. There's enough bitches out here.
Okay.
All right, Keita, go on here. What you got going on?
So my question of the day is, and I would like to start at Chip's end, if we can do that. Is that okay with
That's
you?
fine.
Yeah.
Go on
Boss.
here, Chip.
So the question of the day: what is the funniest nickname you've ever been called?
You going first or you?
No, you going first.
Okay.
Yeah, because usually that's your question. You know, you chewed us out about going past you. Like,
But I'm giving permissions. I'm in control of this, sir.
Spearmint.
Okay, my bad.
Thank you, sir.
Spearmint.
Somebody calls you spearmint?
Old people.
Why?
My aunt and I don't know. I ain't never chew no gum. We couldn't afford that. I guess we was being named by stuff we couldn't afford. I guess I don't know.
Okay then.
Got spearmint.
Spearmint. Well, how does that fit you at all?
Man, okay. I'm like,
what up, spearmint?
Spearmint. What, man? Because it was a May. Somebody named with May. You know. Like, older people, Lena May,
like Addie May.
Addie May, yeah.
Gotcha, okay.
Spirit May.
Like, hey, Spearmint with the little swollen ankles.
Little cankles.
With the dress with just buttons down.
The moo-moo.
Yeah, they just bun it.
Yes, with the moo-moo.
Yeah, the ones who was
missing.
They had to hold the clothes with the one hand.
Yes, the ones respect the church, but they say, come cross the street, I'll whoop you. You know.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
Oh,
How about you, Lou?
Mine was Lulu.
Lulu.
Aww.
But
I wouldn't have said that, Lulu.
No.
Lulu.
Well, all right, so this is the thing. You asked me something, even if it's embarrassing.
Yeah, let's hear
I'm gonna tell you. So
go ahead, Lulu.
It wasn't a whole lot of people. It was like 3 or 4 people.
Okay.
And they kept trying to say it because my first name starts with the sound Lou.
Gotcha.
Last name starts with the sound Lou. So they said, well, we just putting it together. I'm like, well, don't put it together like that.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Okay.
I don't.
Yeah.
Right, it makes
that
sense,
makes
but
sense.
right. But I don't like it.
Okay.
Lulu.
Yeah.
Don't
Like,
call him Lulu.
Don't call me Lulu.
Don't call him Lulu.
Well, the thing is, there's no manly way to say Lulu.
Yeah, it ain't.
It's
He
almost,
just did, though.
no.
He had
I don't care how
basic
deep his
voice,
voice is or not.
That was transgender lane.
There's
that
no
one.
way.
It
You
wasn't-
can't say Lulu with no
Yeah, no way.
nothing,
Because
he
no
had
emphasis,
bass.
no nothing.
There's no
No,
way.
bass don't even make. What
like-
up, Lulu?
Right.
It's just-
Still,
Like,
That
what's
almost
up?
sound like
Lulu?
delicious. You right.
Yeah, like what's up?
Oh,
my
baby.
name
no
Lulu.
good way
Yeah,
to say
if
it.
you pause it, you got to put the pause. What's up, Lou?
Nah, that sounds crazy too.
Oh, you sound special
Hey,
needs.
hey,
What's
look,
up, new?
ain't no way to make it sound good.
Yeah, ain't no way.
Yeah,
Just not to say it.
Ain't no way to look tough with an ice cream cone.
Yeah, you
can't.
right.
You can't do it.
You right.
I don't
I
know.
saw
now.
some killers eat ice cream.
Exactly. Well, you know what they'd do, but it don't look like it.
Yeah.
With the-
I kill you.
Yeah.
You don't know.
I'll pop the shit out.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Did you eat some? Hey, what we call the ice cream that they couldn't pronounce? Napoleon.
Yeah. Neapolitan.
We call it Napoleon.
Napoleon.
I'm talking about
Napoleon.
all of the 80s and 70s. That Napoleon ice cream.
I've been calling sherbet all my life. Sherbet. That's wrong.
You sure, Bert?
Sherbet.
Is it sherbet for
Yeah.
real?
It ain't no. Yeah, man, I was calling it sherbet. Oh my, because my grandma, let's go get some sherbet.
It's sherbet.
And I kept telling people, no, I used to see sherbet on the thing, and they like, no, now it says sherbet.
BERT. No.
But see, now it says BET.
It don't matter. We'll take it.
It's so crazy.
Everybody know what we talking about.
Shenanigans.
Though. We don't like now and later. Now later.
It's
M&M's.
You right?
Like we change language like a mug.
You right.
Claudine said,
how about you, Thick?
Claudine said that she can call Lucas one dimple.
How about no dimple?
Okay.
No dimple?
Yeah.
All right, Lulu.
Say no homo now. Say no homo.
No homo.
Okay.
Lulu.
Like a movie on the island.
You gonna moderate this and make them stop?
Y'all stop calling Lulu now.
Now is this?
Did I do all right, Lulu?
There's no win for me.
Not Lulu.
Nah, Signal 27.
AKA Lulu.
Is this the presidential election, Lulu?
Yo.
How about you, Thickums?
Yo, mine came from you.
Donut.
No, Thickums ain't it. Yo, she used to, when we first started dating, she used to, what?
What do you say?
Stretch mark. You're an ass. Yo, she used to call me, she used to call me Boo Boo Face.
Ooh.
I don't know why she called me Boo Boo Face. And then what's funny is that she called me, I think she called me Boo Boo Face and then Big Booty in front of my mama.
Damn.
And that's when we was dating. She's like, come on, we going Big Booty. I'm like, huh?
Can we get the science behind the boo-boo face?
Well, the boo-boo face, he used to make this stank face like he smelled boo-boo all the time.
Okay.
Like, so to
So
me,
you brought it
just
on
out of
yourself.
nowhere, like, see, like the stank boo-boo face. And so I was like, oh, he making the boo-boo face like a little kid. So
You used to always doo-doo on yourself?
No, I ain't.
I was just usually when kids make stinks.
Yo, but those are the two.
So what was the boo-boo face and what was the other one?
Big booty.
Big Booty Leroy, get on
I
over.
don't need an explanation on that one.
He should have been twerking then.
He don't have no bubble butt though. He don't have no high ass bubble butt. He just got like.
Ain't got no Jason butt.
I didn't say that.
He the one talked about his anatomy.
Oh, I didn't even say that, Jay. I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
JG butt.
I didn't say that. But he
sorry, Jane hit him. Jane hit
What kind of ass do Leroy have?
He had like a thick muscle man butt.
A muscle man ass?
A muscle man butt.
That's that military I was.
And then when he was in the military, he was slim. When he was in the Marine Corps, he had dropped a lot of weight, but he still had a thick, tight ass.
Oh.
I hope it
Mine was strong when I was in the military when I was doing that walking.
Ed said he ate the groceries, boo-boo face.
Well, that could. Yeah.
That could. You can sue.
I don't think she would have told us if that was.
You can sue, Leroy.
No,
if you came up with the groceries.
Forget you, Ed. You know, just get well.
Yeah.
The reason why you sick because you was eating ass.
Yeah. You ate some ass.
You ate an ass. You ate.
Boy, you cold.
Right. That's you go. All right, Ed. You sit your ass down somewhere.
David, how about you?
I don't like any of my nicknames I was ever given because they was given out of malice.
But what's the funniest one?
I don't know. Funny.
Manny.
See, you're not even supposed to know that. How do you even know that? How do you even know that? You're not even supposed to know that.
And he wagging his finger.
No, I know. Here's how I figured it out. Right?
Quick reaction.
We was over. I was over David's house one day, and Donna was talking to him. Right? And I'm just listening to him have a conversation with her. And he's like, "Well, listen." She said, "Listen here, Manny. Go to the back room, Manny." And I was like, "Manny,
got it."
Is that? So I was like, oh, okay. So I said I put that one in my back pocket for next time. So as soon as I came out, I'm like, what's up, David? How you doing? Nothing. Okay, Manny. When you coming over? Donna be giving. Be like,
I'm glad my wife don't sound like that.
He said ass and veggies.
Well, I was gonna say light bright. A lot of people call me light bright. I don't like that.
I got a good friend.
Claudine called me white man. Those type of names I don't like.
My friend I call light bright too because he's your complexion.
Yeah,
right.
I don't. Other than that, I don't know. I don't have anything. Not anything was funny because those ain't funny to me. And when I give people nicknames, it's in a hurtful way.
In a hurtful way.
Yeah,
man. Like stretch marks.
Yeah, but Chip said coming to the stage.
coming to the stage. But you know her from all over your body.
Yeah, them not stretch marks. So that's a tattoo of some fire flames. That's what that is.
Cry me a river.
Look at Leroy shaking his leg. You finna kill me, the gamer. That's a gamer. I'm scared as hell.
Oh, hell no.
You like Mad Dog. What you say about my eye? Oh.
What about you, Keita?
Yeah, Keita?
I mean, the funniest one I thought was Stretch, because like I was the tallest person and I was the only one that could reach stuff. But my cousin Lil Darryl, he the one who started calling me that.
Who?
Stretch.
Lil Darryl.
Huh.
He started calling me Stretch.
Hey, Stretch.
Milk.
Hey, Stretch.
Damn right, Light Bright.
Yeah, so you call him Light Bright.
That's my light skinned brother right there.
Hey, Ed, what's your name, man?
I love my
Good
light
hair.
skinned brother.
Oh, Ed is good here.
His name is Immune System.
First name weak.
Multiple.
Yeah. Oh, you wrong for that. You wrong for that. Oh.
She just checked you, said yes, and she just killed you by saying
shake 'em.
That's my light right.
So
don't call him that.
So listen, we're getting ready to wrap the show up. We're gonna go around the panel, see if we got
it right here. Nice. They call him dice.
Y'all so petty.
Yo, Keita, so what you got going on?
So y'all can still get my book, The Other Side of Addiction, from Amazon. It's a good read, so y'all get the book. I can, if you cash at me, $20. I'm sorry, yeah, $20. I can sign you a copy and get it to you. And I got something special coming up. So y'all just keep following me, keep watching, because I got something for y'all. And y'all gonna be able to walk around with it and show other people, because this girl is doing stuff.
Yes.
Especially
all right.
Outside of addiction, baby.
All right. What about you, David?
Well, you can go to Spreadshirt.com, type in Unity Over Beliefs, and get your Unity Over Belief apparel.
Yeah.
Unity Over Belief is registered and trademarked because I want to feed my bloodline. And then on July 16th, I will be the MC at the Comedy Zone. You can hit me up to get on my VIP list for a free entry. I don't know if I'm going to clown on the other comedians because they got one in a wheelchair that keep taking shots at me, and I'm just trying my best to hold it in my seat like he's always in his seat. But,
is he on the roll?
Yeah, he be taking jabs and the people don't laugh. I even feel sorry for him. But 3 different ones went up and said my name the last Tuesday night. They don't understand. That just gives me more power. You make me more relevant. So I appreciate it. You know, whether your intent is good or bad, you still giving me that energy. So I take it, baby. We laughing together. Come on out with me.
Right. Hey, y'all can check us out.
Put me on the list.
Yeah,
I'm just walk in. When it is July 15th?
I can make that
16.
16.
Oh, that's
I'm the MC, so you gotta be ready. I'm coming hard in the beginning.
Yeah.
Where is that again?
Good.
Comedy Zone.
What is that?
They need some
Ramada
energy.
Inn in Mandarin.
Yeah.
The other comedy spot.
The hotel.
Yeah, the hotel.
You got that, Lulu?
Yeah, that did.
I knew it was going to come back.
Yeah, David, put us on because we can make that show.
Appreciate it.
Okay. Listen, you can catch me at thelastleroy.com. That's my webpage if you want to find out what I got coming up. Links to the Signal 27 show and all of that. Always remember, though, also, you can always listen and share and subscribe to the YouTube page. We're here on Facebook, and we're also on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. There is not a reason why you shouldn't be listening to Jacksonville's #1 live comedy podcast here in Duval.
Hey.
It is the Signal 27
Duval.
Turn up.
What about you, Luke?
Oh, so yeah, y'all can check out the Jacksonville podcast. It's not just one of the podcasts in Jacksonville. It's the Jacksonville podcast at thejacksonvillepodcast.com. And if you send an email or any type of communication and you include Lulu, you will be immediately banned.
Okay, then. You done put it out there now.
Yeah. What about you, Chip?
Be on the lookout for my hour special. I'm halfway baptized.
Hey.
All right.
It's coming between September. I want to say September. I ain't have official date yet, but be on the lookout.
Right.
All right. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, What I want to do, because the main topic was on race relations, I wanted to bring up a video that was done. It was a poem, as a matter of fact, done by Kayla Jenny Lacey. It's on my Facebook page, but I'm going to show it here tonight. I want you all to check it out and just listen to the things she has to say. She is very energetic, and she has a lot of pain that's coming through her words, but she wants you to feel where she's coming from. I saw it and I thought it was a good share. So I'm going to share it with you tonight. And after that, it's going to be a peace out, and check you all out next week. All right?
Peace out.
We learned your French. Okay. We learned your English. We learned your Spanish. We learned your Dutch, your Portuguese, your German. You learned our nothing. You called us stupid. That's white privilege. And I'm sure it probably hurts for you to hear those two words, kind of like gunshots and explosions from those commissioned to protect you, with whisking past your ears. What is white privilege? It is the only 5 decades of legal acknowledgement expected to correct 400 years of white transgression. It's crack versus cocaine. Blacks receiving almost 20% longer sentences for the same exact offenses. Like, for instance, a black man without a record is less likely to get a job than a white felon, or maybe it's because we're lazy and we don't work hard enough. Like, what the fuck? 400 years in the same field literally is an incredible resume builder. It is Katrina answering the government's prayers of eugenics, Dick Cheney going fishing the next day, Condoleezza on a shopping spree, Bush in San Diego, but Kanye is the one you call crazy because, like, it only took the USA 2 days to get aid to Asia, but 5 for FEMA to get to Canal Street and Esplanade. It is the one black kid who beat the shit out of the odds, but only thanks to Sandra Bullock, Michelle Pfeiffer, and the White Shadow, so now we all can make it. It is the only time thousands of white people are cheering for the black kid to win is in the stadium. It is you looking at me crazy if I told you to go back to Europe, even though we didn't have a say. It is you all of a sudden having a problem with immigration, like this isn't even your nation. How the hell do you discover some shit that wasn't even missing to begin with, you Columbus, our traditions? Had white girls twerking in high definition with multicolored hair and purple nails, but it was ghetto when we did it. Oh, I'm making you uncomfortable. Try a cramped slave ship. But wait. Slavery is over now. It's just called the prison system because, like, you're not racist because you don't use the N-word, but y'all use niggas every day. What is white privilege? It is the acceptance of bombs over Baghdad but not over Boston. It is European history being taught as a major and African as an elective. It is learning about my people only 28 days like I'm not black every fucking second as every white boy. With the fuck my braids out, not because I'm pretty, but because I'm pretty for a black girl. It is people thinking that Africa is one nation. It is the waving of the Confederate flag like you didn't lose the battle and then telling us to get over slavery. It is people saying that black people destroyed neighborhoods but forgetting that white people have destroyed continents. It is every time I bring up my plight, some white man has to tell me that I'm crazy but is kind enough to praise my English or say that we are all given the same opportunities, even though he has a family history of wealth and I don't even know my family history at all. Is the justification of police brutality. Like, what did that person do? I'm sure it doesn't hurt as much when the victim doesn't look like you. It is people thinking that affirmative action is an unfair advantage instead of keeping the qualified from being unfairly disadvantaged or throwing out a qualified applicant because their name sounds too African American. Is Newports imported into black communities but black boys exported for weed as big plastic asses that are called fat when we naturally have them. It is an Australian woman whose new classic of rap music is everyone who hears this poem dismisses all this truth I just spit as reverse racism. That is white privilege. Thank you.
So